Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? You're a little bright here, a little bright. All right. I think we're gonna look at a little Tailwind today. Need to sit up here for a minute. So I've got my personal site on Tailwind v2. And there are a couple things that I want to do with it. As far as the styling goes, like I've noticed issues, and especially kind of around the around some of the mobile spacing, I think. Kind of like fix a couple things there. So I use Airtable on my site. And the thing that I'm using is called, to build my site, is a static site generator called Toast. And as it is right now, it requires WSL on Windows. And I don't have my keys brought over, so I brought over my Airtable key just now. Can get into the directory, get that opened up here. And open up this. Okay. All right, let's start rocking. I have my display setup right? Yep, looks like it. Oh, I know what. Spacing is just slightly off. There we go. Okay, cool. And we got our VS Code. So let's look at Tailwind. I think V3 has been out in beta for a little bit, but I didn't really have a good reason to like make the switch immediately or try testing it out at a time. But it's came out now, and there's stuff that I need to do. So figure we just hit upgrade and kind of see what we're looking at. I mean, I think that's all fine. I think I am using a couple of these. Might be using aspect ratio on this site. I don't quite remember. I've already switched the JIT engine, but we might need to tweak some of this stuff. Actually, a fair amount in here. But I haven't configured it too much. At least in this instance, I haven't done too much with it, I don't think. Let's go ahead and do this upgrade. I think rather than just copying and pasting that directly, it's like we've got the CLI. Do I need that CLI? I imagine I probably do. An auto prefixer. Guess I don't have auto prefixer installed. Interesting. It's kind of interesting that they do. Here's Tailwind. they do these as dev deps. And like if I'm running a build for a static site and I'm running it for production, I kind of want those installed not as dev deps. So I want to double check first npm view post CSS CLI version. This will give us the most recent version of that. Okay, we are in the most recent there. So then we can basically copy this, except I'm just going to remove the .d. Oh. Stupid copy and paste didn't work. Where did I go? No, I want this. I want this. I want this. Yes, that. Okay. We've got some conflicting things here, which is fine. So Nightwind helps with the dark mode. Last published 6 months ago. That isn't great. Is there okay, so they do say, so what that's mostly doing is it's just adding those in for us. I don't know that it matters. So it says it's I mean, I'm actually fine accepting this. Is it all Nightwind? I guess I need to do an aspect ratio too. I might as well just do aspect ratio right away. Is there any other Tailwind things though? No. So we'll do this. We'll do at Tailwind. At latest. And I think this is gonna give us pretty much the same error, except found Tailwind 3 peer well, resolving Nightwind. Okay. This is the easiest to read. Could not resolve. While resolving Nightwind, we found Tailwind 3. And that's coming from Tailwind CSS, aspect ratio, and it's expecting 2. Nightwind is expecting v2. And it's installing it it's installing the peer. So Nightwind actually has it as a peer dependency, doesn't it? That's sort of annoying. Yes, it does. So npm, if you're not aware, npm v7 v8 has switched to just automatically installing peer dependencies, so kind of isn't valuable to actually use peer dependencies anymore. And I don't know that we have much available to us legacy. I mean, I really don't want to run with legacy peer deps. That would be kind of annoying. So what is the upgrade? I wonder if there is anything around the dark mode stuff. Remove dark mode config. It's now enabled using the media strategy by default, so you can remove this key entirely. I'm tempted to look at removing that because I don't know that we explicitly need it. Where do I have that? Oh, in here. Tailwind config. Got dark mode class. Okay. Dark mode feature is now enabled using media by default. So if we had it on media, which we don't, then we could remove it. So if we're using the class strategy, we want to keep it. And the class strategy comes from Nightwind because that's what's using the class. So what is the media? Okay, so we have to use the class strategy if we want to support toggling, which I think I would like to be able to keep. So for reference, if we go to our site, it pulls in through the prefers media. What is that called? Prefers media. I'm blanking, I don't know. Helpers. Prefers media query? What is it? Dark mode. So dark mode prefers color scheme. So I have it defaulting to that, but you can also click this toggle button on the bottom and it will set it. And on refresh, it actually keeps it. Which is pretty nice. Like if we go to articles and we change it, even when you go to a different page, it keeps that. And we don't have any flash of color or anything, which is really sweet. I'd like to keep that. And I'm not terribly keen on doing this for everything, because these classes are already sort of bonkers. And this is basically what we're doing. Just a bit of JS, pulling out of local storage. Okay, so we want to keep that. Is there anything else in upgrade? Kind of about that. Doesn't look like it. I suspect that most of this other stuff isn't really going to give us issues. Feel like they could just remove the peer dependency thing and publish a new version and it would be kosher. Tailwind, that is. So when I'm running that, I'm running post CSS from the root here. Guess that still makes sense. I was half tempted to just do legacy peer deps for Tailwind. Just move my Tailwind stuff out and have that as a separate build step. Because I'm already doing that. I'm just running it using I guess I don't do it. Yeah, I do. Legacy common.js. Yep. So I'm already kind of running it like that anyways. But we really don't have any other recourse, I think, to deal with this peer dep stuff, which is unfortunate. Other than passing that flake. Which I'm not particularly keen on. But I don't feel like it makes sense to just remove this completely. Seems like they haven't remove custom. It kind of feels like they've been busy and they haven't seen too much attention. Yeah, because the last one was pushed out in June. Just out of curiosity, whoop. Meant to do that. Kind of curious if anybody has since just tweaked this. So we might just need to do I suppose we could tweak our package lock. Well, so like if we did this legacy peer deps, that's going to modify our package lock. Does that mean we need to run it with that flag every time? That is my question. And if the answer is no, then I guess I'm okay with this. Like we could potentially go in here and night wind. Just remove that. That's sort of first, but I'm kind of curious. Okay, night wind, because it's going to respect this, I think. Now, if we do just an install, is it gonna like this? It is okay with it. Like all I really care about is like I don't care that it has a peer dependency. Night wind. We're gonna have to be careful of night wind. Any updates to it might actually break things. But that at least lets us kind of YOLO upgrade that. Everything else feels fine. npm y auto prefixer. Why didn't I have that before? I wonder if Tailwind moved it to. Moved it out of a dependency or something. All right, so I think we've gotten around Tailwind enough, or excuse me, Nightwind enough, that we can proceed with this. So, oh, that's cool. I still feel like this light is a bit bright. I guess it's not too bad. We're still getting a little bit of. Yeah. Got a new camera in the mail. Should come this weekend, so hopefully, kind of hoping that'll improve things a little bit. Just the, I'm struggling with the lighting. But I don't know that it's necessarily an issue with the lighting itself, but rather just what this camera can handle. All right, so we've done a YOLO upgrade. We'll just do a npm run build. Just make sure it all builds fine. We're primarily running through CSS stuff, so I think we can. So we've got a dev command, and that's for the most part. Like we need to run this build CSS watch, I think, as we're changing stuff. But let's double check the guide. We did an upgrade to the JIT engine. Let's just make sure that there's nothing else that's like outstanding. I think it. So the lighting, I think the lighting can make a difference, but based on, so I've got right, yeah, I guess it's that way. The patio door. So my lighting like around this area changes based on what the Wisconsin weather is like. So I think that has a little bit of an effect on it. But I'm having a hard time getting the lighting to where I think it would help if I put another light on the back. Because then I wouldn't, like, I'm relying on my key light to also light the green screen. So I think if the green screen was brighter and more consistent, it would key out better. And then I wouldn't, because basically I think what's happening is I'm turning on my key light, which is blowing me out a little bit too much, but then lighting the back appropriately. But what I'm hoping, well, I kind of wanted a new camera anyways, so I'm not getting the new camera to fix this, but I'm hoping the new camera will, a side effect of that will actually fix it, because I'm hoping that the color there will be better, and it'll be better able to pick up green screen color based on the current lighting that I have. Does that make sense? So like I think it is a lighting issue. It's just without a whole bunch more effort and setup on my part, I don't think I could fix it. Like I could put a light on the back there too, but then like it's nice. Like I dump this thing in my basement, and when I want to stream, I come up here and just stand it up, which is, that setup is not too involved. But if I start having to like put lights on that and whatnot, then it becomes more effort, which I'm hoping to avoid. But you know, yeah, it's not terrible this way. I'll see how this new camera fares. I think the lighting or the coloration will be a lot better, and I'm hoping that'll just fix this little bit left that sort of bothers me. But honestly, this isn't too terrible. And like some of this, like this lens on this web, this is a C920, like a real old one, I think. And it's sort of a wide angle, and I don't really need that. So I'm thinking that that'll also help too, where I'll have a little bit more range of motion, because my mind box is kind of small here. But yeah, you could see like it's blowing it out a little bit. But if I dump it down too much, or if I put the light down a little bit too much more than it is, then the key starts not operating as well. Oh well, we'll see what the new camera does. Whoa. Why the heck did it do that? Got a flash of Slack for a moment there. Slack is fun. Okay. So dark mode, I think we're good with dark mode potentially, because we're using class. Remove variant configuration. I don't think I really have any variant configuration. No variants. I suppose I can just straight up remove it. Place variants with layer. Don't have any of that in my CSS. I don't know that I actually have a transform anywhere. Transform. Probably also helps if I spell it well. Why isn't my tab working to get down to this? So I do have some in the header and the footer. So we might need to come back to that one. I'm just gonna open that on the side here. Color palette changes. I didn't really do much with the color palette. I think for the most part, I'm using custom, extending the base theme. Class name changes. Overflow clip. Overflow. Looks like I'm just using hidden. So those are aliases, so I don't really care about those. Oh, you're encouraged to update the new ones. All right, fine. Lux grow. Interesting. It's dash. I don't know that that one actually applies. So those do. So I can do these two, sure. Although they say flex shrink here, and then they do that. So maybe it does count. They specifically say grow dash star, but then they say flex shrink to shrink. So question mark. This one is going to be an obvious one though. So if I'm misunderstanding this, it's gonna kind of jump out at us, I think. Outlines. How much more do we have? Okay, not too much. Outline none. Okay, not doing anything there. I don't think I'm doing anything with decoration. Declaration. No. CSS prop, interesting. Separator cannot be a dash. Okay, I'm not doing anything with that. Prefix cannot be a function. Since alpha 2, I haven't tried alpha, so shrug. Base layer must be present. That might be something that I need to look at. Base is there. Okay, I'm not into that. And screens has been renamed to variants. Gotta watch out for those sharks. Okay. I think that's good. Let's give it a roll and we'll see how broken we look. And then we might I really need to update this environment to pull in from my dot files. Oh, we were gonna look at this one. Let's give it a quick peek. Oh yeah, I gotta run too. Guess we do it as a new shell, and we can close this one. I'm on Starship. Okay. Serve public. Serve isn't available, but I installed it globally. I guess not. Volta install serve. Ah, no, not server. I type server so often that whenever I try to type serve, I misspell it. Which is fun. So Volta helps handle, it's similar to MVM and it helps handle your npm, your yarn, and your node installs. And it also can handle global installs, which is nice. And then it detaches your global installs from the actual version of Node that you have installed. Super handy. So now I've added it as a global command, so I should be able to just do this now. All right. It seems like we're not doing too badly. Nothing looks too broken. Like, this isn't bad. I'm fine with this padding here. This isn't terrible either. I did notice though that's, I guess that's probably in some of my MDX. Guess that's not horrible either. So what do I have on? I thought I noticed something today that looked off. Where did I put that? Setting up Mac, there we go. Yeah, whoa. Look at that. Yes. YOLO upgrade actually worked out. I like this a lot better. This was effectively what I was shooting for, but I couldn't get it to work. So I just said screw it and shipped it. With the expectation that I would come back and fix it. Fixed itself. Ta-da. That looks a lot better. I'm not a huge fan of that. Right. I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to kick the can down the road. I actually just noticed that my ICO is still cached to the remix when we were playing with that last week. I need to do, like, this is just a random emoji, I think. I'm tempted to just like hire out somebody to help with a little bit of the branding kind of stuff, because that is definitely not my forte, and I would appreciate additional opinions. But like the little logo kind of stuff and general branding kind of stuff I think would be helpful. Cause I don't mind this color palette. I could probably play around with it a little bit. And I think the white looks pretty decent too. That's a little bit more like Tailwind defaulty kind of styles, I think. But I also like my stream and stuff to match. And I've been doing stuff on YouTube, uploading all these to YouTube. So, hi, if you're watching this from YouTube. So it would be nice to have everything match across everything. Anyways, so that was probably the big. So like this definitely moved into the center, which I don't dislike. I'm actually kind of okay with that. Honestly, if stuff broke as in a way that I was not expecting, like this is okay. So we do have this little gap here. Yeah, the like this that's probably the most succinct way to say it. Nice cohesive look. I definitely don't qualify myself as the designer, but I can make things look not awful. And I think I've hopefully achieved that. But taking it from there is Yeah, it's a whole different story. Okay. So CSS. Give it about a half hour on the CSS, maybe. We'll watch the CSS, so that rebuilds every time. So this will rebuild the site when site stuff changes, but I also need to do npm run build CSS watch, which hopefully should use their JIT. They have changed. Purge content options have changed. I might have actually skipped over that. Now that I read that, did I skip over the purge options? Yes, I did, because I mentally jumped straight to the dark mode stuff because I was giving us issues. Tailwind, purge. Purge. So that's now called content. I mean, they've changed stuff. But I don't feel like we're doing anything too wild here. So I'm going to assume that we don't need to look at it any further. Restart this though. Because I'm guessing that the config doesn't change on the fly. Not getting the warning anymore, so that's nice. Right. Let's just do a quick refresh to double check. Nope. The remix thing threw me off. Yeah. I was like, why did it look like it changed? Yeah. What can we do about this? That's fine on smaller, annoying on larger. It's just a margin there, I guess. MX auto, yeah. Not too terrible to change, I don't think. Right. Some of this is sort of organized funky because I had things set up in Gatsby in a certain way, and when I migrated to Toast, this was the way to get it to work for now. But for the most part, I think we'll just need to change this. So we've got a heading. Then we've got the children. And we've got article wrap. Doing the articles. So it'll be in here. Text. Okay, so it's coming in from text. I guess that makes sense. So I wonder what's gonna happen if I change it default in here. So my default right now is MX auto. Right? Oh. So where's that coming from? key is MX auto. It's coming from the text component. Where's that coming from? Post header articles. We've got an H3. So it's definitely this piece of text right here. Is it inheriting stuff? I wonder if that's a change. Okay, I don't actually have it anywhere there. Let's just remove it from this and see what happens. Still there. Oh. Did remove it. We're gonna have to make this wider. I am still getting margin though. Margin left. MX auto. So I had it up. All right, we're gonna make these a little bit bigger. So the MX auto is actually in the article section, which is the like overall. But you can see, yeah, it's showing up on both. How was it getting there? So heading and text. Text doesn't have MX auto. Neither does this. So like it's getting this MX auto from someplace. Like if I turned that back on. Yeah. Like I just want to remove MX auto from that. So how is that class coming down? This is on articles, right? Yep, articles page. So anytime we change anything, oof, can't use Alt Tab, can I? Code window, that's what I want. Distracting myself. So it does rebuild, so it should be recreating those, reserving them. So refresh should give me the. Let's just purple. That should be obvious, right? My background actually going to change. I just want to make sure that I'm when I make a change, is it actually changing? I can do purple, right? Oh, it's gonna be like a purple 500 or something. Text white, text purple. Okay, so it doesn't appear to actually be rebuilding. Definitely not getting updated classes. I'm not seeing anything change. So weird. So that should be a text color. Dark text primary. Text primary. But like I'm not even seeing that show up. I'm not really changing my CSS, so I don't know that I need to be. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like not actually building it. What is going on? So we're outputting it to styles CSS. Like if I just delete that, we should have no styles. Okay. I know what I did. I know what I did. I moved to the Linux or the WSL file system. So I was serving. I do have it installed. I thought I had it installed. I was serving from the Windows file system. That's why nothing was changing. That looks more like I would expect. Okay. Okay. That'll do it. Yep. That'll do it. All right. It's always the silly mistakes that really get you. Okay. So overall, YOLO upgrade still appears to be fine, even though I was serving the wrong thing. We got a bit of padding there. Bit of padding there. No padding there. Okay, so I have removed. Oh, I do want to check. Let's double check that I didn't. Okay, so I am back to this. Too bad. Too bad. I kind of had a feeling that this was going to come back. Which is fine. I mean, I can deal with it too. So the reason that's happening is in some places I've got text to be MX Auto, in some places I don't. So when I'm doing my where am I doing my MDX provider? Components. Components comes from here. So I think what I want to do is when I'm doing my MDX, I want to set my text to not have MX Auto. Or, excuse me, to have MX Auto. I think I'm fine with that. Which I think will then justify them all the same. So what I need to do is adjust my text component. So my text component has an as prop, and that lets me use this component for multiple HTML semantic elements. And what we want to do is say, I guess we can call class add. And then we just do class add length is greater than 0. Then guess I'm not going to expect there to be a space added. So I'll do this. Add. Otherwise that. So now that should give us the option when we are doing our MDX components to say class add, and we want to add MX Auto to this list. Probably, I'm not a huge fan of those, just like smishing together all these classes, but for the most part, it's just me working on this, so whatever's going to be quickest is sort of what it comes down to. All right. So these are also on the UX UL elements. And I guess another thing here too is the nested U or nested LI elements are going to potentially show up weird as well. I think we kind of want to add it to all of these. Don't see why not. They've got PX Auto on them already. Doesn't seem like this watch command is actually like rebuilding. So that's something that I'll have to like attend to. Class head. Okay, so it's not actually, what am I doing in this? Oh, list element, text. Gotcha. Okay. We also need to add the same to the text or the list. Hi, kitty. This is Bamboo. She likes attention. Hopefully she's not making too much noise. Okay. So then we can do class add. And that should. So how is this working before? Margin left. What did I have going on before that? It was just working nice. Can I have that back, please? So they all have MX Auto on them now. And I guess they had MX Auto on them already. So what? So I suppose I don't need to actually add it here, but we'll leave that on for this for the moment. What is doing our justification here? Line height. I mean, I guess it really is this margin auto, but the auto is putting it in the middle. Display list item. So I wonder if I had it in there. I bet you it was just a very old version. So it didn't actually fix it. And I was just looking at an old version before I did some other tweaks, because this happened because I was dealing with some other. My MDX CSS has sort of been fighting with my like non-MDX formatting, because I was trying to use the text element for everything. So what I really want to do is I guess we just take the, where are all my filters gone? Not. That was weird. So I guess I want to do, I don't want to do the margin. This has got a margin. Margin 0. So this one just straight up doesn't have margin. Adding left. So if I do margin auto, it's going to, those aren't going to line up nicely. So the question is, do I do like an additional container in there? Like I'm curious what, like if we go to like dev2 or something like that, what, I'm guessing they have it all in. Yeah, it's just in like a big container. And the reason I'm doing it is like, I guess it's not. The reason I'm doing it as separate elements and not within a container as well is I like to have like this aesthetic. I kind of like this aesthetic. Hey, Ben. Good to see you. How are you? You've been busy with the streams lately. Boy, been seeing you everywhere. Yeah. That chat is very sharp. Yes, you have. Yeah. I think somebody that is much better at CSS than me did most of the work on this chat. Narrator, : that would be Ben. And I do really like the aesthetic too with the kind of fading behind. CSS is definitely not my strong suit, but that's okay. You can't be great at everything. And we're probably going to struggle through a little bit more CSS for the next 5 or 10 minutes and call it a Friday. So I like this aesthetic, so I don't have it all in like one container. And I guess the margin auto is this works because these elements all are long enough that it ends up wrapping. So it's sort of just accidentally is working. And that is a slightly larger width, I think, and that's why it's doing that. But then my lists or any like small sentences, I've got, yeah, so anytime I have a sentence that isn't actually the full length, it doesn't wrap, this MX auto starts biting me. And using the margin auto is not helping me out. And it's particularly obvious in this one. So I'm almost tempted to do like a minimum width. Because then I think that'll end up centering it well. Does that make sense to those that are better at CSS than I am? With min width, because I think I'm just setting a max width. I feel like this might be the right direction. Do I want to add it to, where do I want to put it? I guess is part of the question. I guess it's specifically just for this case, because I'm not sure how my lists are gonna come out elsewhere. So I think it's just for my MDX, which will make it a little bit easier to scope, I think. So I want to take out this. I actually want to. Am I watching? Yeah. I'm curious if my watch is working. So what? Minimum. I don't know if I like any of these. Because fit content is like all of these are going to be adjusting. I might need to actually do like pixels, which would be not feel great. So let's see if this actually does update. Okay. Min W full. Okay. So my auto updating is working. My watch script is working rather. It's great. That is good to know. But it's not doing what I want it to do. So like I don't want it to be 100%, but I don't really want it to be. I guess I could just pros. What is their pros? Do I do any? I feel like I use the pros class. Pros? Max W pros. Is there a... Don't they have a search? I thought they had a search. Quick search. There is. Pros. Max width optimized for readability and adapts based on the font size, which is nice. Is there a minimum pros? I mean, this might work. I might be okay with this. Do just a minimum of... Although it's probably not going to work. I don't know how this pros is setting the max. So I guess we'll find out. Not bad actually. Darn. Yes, my bullet points are definitely the pain point here. Oh, those pictures aren't working. Need to fix those. I've got I've got a Cloud Entering account and I started setting that up, but I don't think I finished setting it up for everything. So I think honestly this is the only picture I have in here right now, and I just manually optimized it because it's on the homepage, so everybody's loading it. It made sense to put that effort in. Yeah, so even some of those don't come through great. So this pros, we might want to play around with a little bit. There's a max width optimized for readability. Do I actually have that on there? Max auto, yeah, at max W pros. Oh, those are in block quotes. So those are actually probably fine. Okay, okay. So I need to do something with the block quotes to make them stand out a little bit more. Actually, that might be an easy. Do they have a block quote or something in here? I might actually be able to grab that from time we got. Maybe we'll do that last. I don't want to get too distracted on that because we need to start finishing up here, I think. So what was I doing? Minimum. So I think it's strictly just this line item stuff that's giving us issues. This is what I'm. Okay, so there's list. Apply conditionally. I mean, I guess. Like, do I just do text left or something like that? Where's my? I don't think that's gonna work because like my containers are the thing that aren't lining up well. You know what I could do? Speaking of containers, this might actually work. So like if we look at this, the UL is essentially one big container. What we could do is UL, we'll consider that differently than the LIs, and then the LIs will just have their internal. That feels like a good way to do it. So I'm actually just a little bit curious how this will look. No different. Like this is all part of the same list. So there's no internal except for this one. That's its own. So this. I'm gonna have to dig into that a little bit. Like semantically, I don't feel like that is actually. I mean, maybe it is. Guess it probably is. It just feels odd. But what I want to do is this is. Like if we just did MX auto on these, is it going to? I mean, it's still based on the content. That's the issue. Yeah. So okay, I guess I don't know the best way to do this. Those URLs, oh my. Ooh, that's why it's not working. Man. Okay. Okay. So what does that end up being? Like if we make it real big, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see all this. That looks, I guess you can, yeah. What about like a super wide screen? And this side of the screen over there is just chopped off, and I've got a chat over there. But it actually feels pretty good right up until we go into, come on. So like, I might just get away with being able to do this. Really? Guess that probably makes sense. Okay. That actually surprises me. And I think what I was doing before is I was also adding it to the li, and that's why it was giving me issues. So if I do min, but it's that nesting of the li is, it's still not going to look great. But this might be fine enough to just ship it as is and come back and provide more attention to it in the future. Yeah. We do need to add, so text has something in there already helping us out. Text primary px equals 1 or px dash 1. We're going to make it, and it does give us a little help there too, so I'm kind of happy with that actually. I would kind of like it to be more. What, we just bump that up to 2 and we bump up text to 2 as well. What are we looking at? Like, I'm kind of okay with that. We'll have to come back and like, this is still a little bit funky. But this isn't terrible. If we adjust the recipes, articles, read full story, we do px-2 here. That uses the same, good. I have some like built-in stuff there. Surprised it's not 2. Whatever. Fine for right now. Fine for right now. Looks decent, looks decent. I like that. And we've got some spacing there. So like this feels good actually. I'm surprised how good this feels. I do like my text size changes a little bit on the link, which I'm not too much of a fan of. But I'm kind of okay with this. Let me fix that homepage thing. And this might be good enough to ship. And a good place to end. Go YOLO upgrades, I guess, right? So image landing. I'm guessing landing is this whole container here. And what do we got going on? We've got an MX auto in there. So if we landing is coming from landing. So I had all of my content on the home page. Oh. Ah, okay. So that is MDX. Okay. I should probably just pull that out. I don't really need. I had a bunch of this as MDX. Where is it? Where did I put it? Doing some funky stuff to get this to pull in. Articles. Ah, here, and I got engagements too. So like, I've got a bunch of this content. Like, this is actually multiple MDX documents. This, that. It kind of worked fine on Gatsby. Like, I could make it work, and it was nice to just drop in extra MDX documents in there. But it's sort of becoming a bigger pain here and now. To the point where I think I might just straight up pull that out and just hard code it. Like that as a that as an abstraction isn't helping me, and it's just providing additional pain. To the point where it doesn't seem worthwhile. And actually, like, that being said, I think I'm gonna do it for this. Because then I can do yeah, this will be the, because this is just, this bothers me. And like, it's such a small piece. It is such a small piece of the site that it doesn't make sense to try to keep it like that. So I can get rid of this. Because we can literally just do this. We're already pulling this component in. Like, not a whole ton of effort to just shift it in here. Oop. So this will be my H1. I'm actually kind of, so I did my name as H1, which feels like the right way to do it, but I don't have it first. I'm actually kind of curious if that is valid, I guess. That might be something that I want to try at some point, is try running a screen reader on this and just see what happens. There. So that's all justified now. Got rid of that. I think that's gonna probably do it for today. We can probably move this stuff out, make that look a little bit better. And then that'll give us a little bit more control over that, and then we're not gonna be fighting our DX versus just general content quite as much. And honestly, I could probably bump my font size up a tad too. But this is, I think this is good. I think this was a good upgrade. We still have this, which I like. It feels a little bit tight on smaller sizes. Like I feel like I could use just a little bit more padding, but I think we're gonna leave that as is for today, and we'll ship this as is because we've got a decent amount of padding there. Actually, is it just on this text component? If it's just on this text component, that's actually not hard to fix because this looks good. That's better. And it comes in just a tad there. I'm kind of okay with that. So if I actually just take that out and I put it on, this is probably gonna end up breaking something else. But okay, yeah, so my heading has it right now. And that means I can remove it from my read more articles. So that all lines up, this all lines up, this lines up. So it looks like I'm still getting for short sentences. Ugh, okay. Am I not doing text prose? I do have prose there. The max. Why is my min so? So I've got my max. I don't have a min set there. So if on the component I set a min, it's interesting that that's actually seems like it overwrites the. I don't know. Yeah, it is. It is just a p. So still a little bit of something I'm not fond of there. But I can live with that relative to it fixing the other things. Like this looks a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Went a little bit longer than we expected, but did you hear those back cracks? Not moving much. Get focused and don't move. I'm fine with this. I think this improves things quite a bit, and we got a YOLO upgrade in there, so that's nice. I don't know that it actually changed anything for us, but this should work. We even did some cheeky things with our Nightway and pure depths. Just don't remove your block file. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Anybody that's still around, I appreciated the conversation. You should be here next week, I think, too. But Christmas, definitely not going to be streaming then. And maybe not the week after, so we might have a couple weeks off here. And then I think probably in January we're going to start shooting for a couple more streams in the month of January so you can get affiliate and start using those channel points. I think that would be pretty fun. Do some interesting things with that. But have good holidays and see y'all next time.